As covered previously, div containers can hold any content, including other div containers, which I referred to as child divs. If you open up the div_child_with.htm file, you'll see a parent container, div ID container, paragraph tag, and then two child divs inside of the div container, inside the opening and closing of those div container tags. There's the closing div tag for the parent. Here's the closing div tag of the second child. Here's the closing div tag of the first child. So you can see that inside of the parent is a div with a class style applied called box. If we look up here in the head section, we can see here is the style definition for the div styled as a container. It's going to have an absolute position of left 11 pixels from the left edge, 25 pixels from the top of the page. It's going to be 561 pixels wide with a height of 350 pixels and a background color of gray. You can see that parent div here in the browser. This is actually Dreamweaver simulating what this will look like in the browser, but there is my gray parent div. Inside of that are two child divs with a red border and a yellow background. That's defined by the class box up here. There is my box class style. There's the thin solid red border. Background color is yellow or off-white. The height of those child boxes or child divs is 50 pixels. The width is 100 pixels. If we change this to 250 pixels, notice that the boxes down below get wider. So in this example, the CSS rules for the box class are almost the same as that for the parent container, except for the background color and the border, which will appear as red, and then the box will appear as yellow. Notice that if we remove the width attribute for our box style, let's go ahead and go up here to my head section and remove the width attribute completely. The set width will be defined for the box, and it will stretch all the way out to whatever contains it. In this case, the parent div contains it, so the width of those child boxes goes all the way out to the complete width of the parent. Let's go back in return, add 100 pixels to the width of my parent, make that 461 pixels. Actually, that looked like it shrunk. Let's go back and add 100 pixels to that. Let's make this width 661. And notice that all the widths extend out to 600 pixels or so on my browser. So you can see this is a very smart, efficient way of dividing up my HTML pages into sections. In this case, I have 3 sections. Remember that each of these div containers can contain any other element, such as headings, paragraphs, images, even more divs, so the possibilities of formatting your pages using divs is really endless. Now, like paragraphs, headings, and many other HTML elements, divs are known as block elements. Unless you specify otherwise, they'll always begin on a new line here in the HTML. Now, before moving on, it's worth mentioning 2 very important attributes that can be declared for any element, width and height. You'll also want to declare these, otherwise you'll get some unexpected results, such as the width extending all the way out to whatever contains it. So let's move on now to the next movie and review both the width and height properties.